break, we want to bring you new developments out of Florida, where now convicted killer Sarah Boone has sent a 28-page letter to the trial judge. Boone was sentenced to life in prison earlier this month after a jury found her guilty of second-degree murder for zipping up her boyfriend, Jorge Torres, in a suitcase and leaving him there to die. Before the judge handed down his sentence, Boone took the stand and read a shortened version of a statement that she had prepared, where she mostly forgave herself for everything that transpired between her and Torres, who she claimed repeatedly abused her.
I forgive George for beating me senseless, for trying to sleep because I had to go to work or my son's field trip the next day, for ruining my deceased family's heirlooms, traditions, and keepsakes, for drowning me in liquor and wine because I didn't want to drink, causing me to urinate on myself, then butting the end of the bottle in my face, giving me 2 black eyes and a bloody nose, for making me experience what it is to be sodomized, threatening to kill my friends and the neighbors when they checked on me to make sure I was alive and in one piece.
Days after Judge Michael Kraynick sentenced Boone to life in prison, she sent him the full 28-page statement that she had prepared, along with a note reading in part, "I was hoping to have been graced with your forgiveness, understanding, and consideration in any level or degree for me. Unfortunately, and regardless of when I had speak on my behalf or the number of, your ignorant mind was already made up." Boone goes on to say she forgives Judge Kraynick and ends the letter by writing, quote, "I am not a murderer, I am a survivor." Now, for my thoughts from the bench on this. First, when a party, including a criminal defendant or a convicted felon, as in the case of Sarah Boone, writes a letter to the judge, it must be filed in the case to protect the record and, frankly, protect the judge. And that way it has to be provided to all of the parties in the case. The judge certainly doesn't want the appearance of any ex parte communication. So step 1, check. The letter sent to the judge by Sarah Boone was uploaded to her court file on December 11th. Now, in typical Sarah Boone fashion, it was long, 28 pages long. She wanted her entire statement made to the court, and as she states, and the world. And again, just to repeat a few things that stood out to me, she states she was hoping to have been graced with your forgiveness, understanding, and consideration, Judge, but she then adds to tell the judge in her letter that your ignorant mind was already made up. Then she insists, "I'm a survivor, I'm not a murderer." Here's the thing. A jury convicted her after hearing the evidence. The proper avenue to take issue with the conviction is through an appeal. Writing a judge a letter like this really does nothing. The judge has already made the decision based on the evidence presented and has sentenced her. Speaking out in a public letter disparaging the judge in proceedings does not change the outcome, whereas an appeal might. There's a place for rhetoric, but from my perspective, this is not it. It's not the time or the place. It does, though, give you a really good look at behind the scenes of being a judge, because guess what? Many are not happy with the decisions made by any judges. This causes frustration, anger, disappointment, and therefore can often cause a very public lashing of the judge by an emotional convict like a Sarah Boone. Judges know to expect this can happen and have to remain ethical and professional, as Judge Kraynick did, in my opinion, in this case.